Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahi wa kafa, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da wa ba'd. Alhamdulillah, we are now entering into the section where we're coming to the order that was given for the children of Israel to slaughter a cow, and mentioning the reason for that command. Imam Ibn Al-Jawzi rahimahullah, he says, quote, "So let us look at the words of the Exalted One, in which he said, وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً قَالُوا وَتَتَّخِذُنَا هُزُوًا قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة لا فارض ولا بكر عوان بين ذلك فافعلوا ما تؤمرون. And when Musa said to his people, "Indeed, Allah commands you that you slaughter a cow," they said, "Do you take us for a fool and for a joke?" He, Musa, said, "I seek refuge in Allah that I should be from among the ignorant ones." They said, "Call on your Lord for us, so that he might clarify to us what this cow should be." He, Musa, said, "Indeed, He, Allah, has said that it is to be a cow. It is not a large or elderly type, nor a very young fowl type, but it is to be between that in age and size. Now do as you have been commanded." Surat Al-Baqarah, the second surah, Ayat 67 to 68. Ibn Sirin has narrated, Muhammad ibn Sirin has narrated from Ubaidah, who said, "There was among the children of Israel a man who had no descendants, and he was elderly, but he had a great amount of wealth. He had a nephew as his inheritor, and the nephew killed him and hid the body in the night. And so he waited at the door. And when the time came, he went out among the people, and he came along with the people to Musa, and they mentioned it to him while concealing his identity. So he ordered them to slaughter a cow to solve this action, and who had done so." Now, there is another narration more explanatory that's related by As-Sudai from his sheikhs, that a man from the children of Israel had a nephew or a niece that was poor. And what happened is someone came to him from among his family, a nephew, and asked for the hand of his daughter, but he refused. And the man that had came to him from his near family, from his nephew, became angry, and he said, "By Allah, I will certainly kill my uncle. Then I will take his wealth, and I will marry his daughter, and I shall take the money that they shall give as expiation." The nephew came to his uncle and he said, "Some merchants have come among the 12 tribes of Israel. So come out with me and let's do some trading with them so that we might do some trade and benefit in some commerce." So the uncle went with his nephew. When they reached that particular tribe, the young man killed the uncle. Then he came back. When it became morning, he came out as if he was looking for his uncle and didn't know where he was. Then he came to that tribe and they gathered around him. And he began to accuse them and he said, "You've killed my uncle." And he began weeping and calling out, saying, "Oh, my uncle. Oh, my uncle." Abu al-Aliya mentions that the one who asked Musa that he should ask Allah to clarify the matter was actually the murderer. And it's also mentioned that those people who had gathered around that murder and were accused, they also asked Musa. And on the back of this, they were commanded to slaughter the cow. But when they were told to slaughter the cow, they answered, "Do you then take us for a joke?" It's been recited by Ibn Kathir, Abu Amr, and Ibn Amr and Al-Kasa'i with Huzwa. Whereas Hamza, Ismail, and Khalaf have also recited it the same way. Al-Fara' from Abdul Warith al-Mufaddal has recited it Huz'a, but Hafs has related it with a dhamma. Others have narrated it in different ways with a dhamma and some without. The same thing as narrating it Usri or Yusri or Usri and Yusri. It has also been mentioned when the Exalted One said, "He, Musa, said, I seek refuge in Allah that I should be among the ignorant ones." Meaning that he was negating from himself any possibility that he was joking, because joking is ignorance and playing around in this regard. He made clear to them that the command was from Allah and not merely jest from himself. They said, call on your Lord for us to make clear to us what this cow should be. As Zujaj mentioned, they only asked, "What is it?" because they didn't know that the cow was going to be able to bring the man that had been murdered back to life just by a small portion of it touching the dead person. As far as the word mentioned in the ayah, that it wasn't a farid, this is an elderly cow. And when the cow reaches a date above its best years and it becomes weary with old age, it's called a farid. As for the other word used, this is referring to a cow, a bikr or a bekr in both translations, in both transmissions used, is referring to the small cow which has not given birth yet. And the awan is younger than the farid, but older than the bikr or bekr. So it was supposed to be between both of those states. And it's understood by some that this cow was mentioned as being 2 years old. Thus it was a calf. Now the Exalted One has also told us further in this regard, where they were discussing the matter further, in which he said, قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما لونها قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة صفراء فاقع لونها تسر الناظرين. They said, call on your Lord for us so that he might clarify to us what color this cow shall be. He, Musa, said, indeed, he, Allah, has commanded that it is to be a cow that is yellow in color, soft in complexion, and its color should be pleasing to those who look upon it. They said, so then call on your Lord. Call on your Lord to make clear to us what it shall be. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي إن البقرة شابه علينا وإنا إن شاء الله لمهتدون. They said, so call on your Lord for us to make clear to us what type of cow this shall be. For all cows look alike to us. And if Allah has willed, we shall indeed be among those who are guided. Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah, Ayat 69 to 70. As for the yellowness mentioned, there are two positions regarding this. One is that the yellowness is referring to the well-known color of yellow that the people understand. As is said by Ibn Abbas, Qatada, Ibn Zayd, Ibn Qutayba, and Az-Zujaj. Secondly, is some say that it's referring to the darkness of it, a gray or dark colored cow. This has been said by Al-Hasan Al-Basri and narrated by a Jama'ah. However, Ibn Qutayba says about this understanding that this is a clear mistake in the description of the cow. Indeed, this description of darkness or paleness is only given regarding camels. It's said that the camel is yellowed in complexion. It is yellowing, meaning that it's pale in complexion. So the word asfar, when used for camels, is often referring to the fact that they're originally born pale or gray in color, and then they become yellow gradually. Because paleness or grayness in colors from the camels gradually gives way to their becoming yellow. And this language is a proof of that. As for the cow, it's a proof that its natural color is the yellowness that it maintains, and it can't be referring to it when it's young being gray and using the word asfar or yellow for that. Just as the ayah faqi'un lawnuha is a proof of that, because the Arabs don't say for the word aswad or black that it's faqi'. They only say that something has become blackened or darkened or gloomy. Whereas the word asfar is always meant when the word faqi' is used. As Zujaj has said, that the word faqi' is a description when something is a deep and very beautiful color of yellow. It is a deep yellow. When you say that it is a deep or dark yellow, you say asfar faqi'. When it's a deep red, you say ahmar qani'. When it's a deep green, you say akhdar nadir. Or you say abyad yaqaq. Or you say aswad halik. Or other such things as this. Because these are descriptions that are used to emphasize deepness or darkness in the colors. When it is said, where Allah has said, and it is pleasing to the onlookers, meaning that it pleases them to look upon it. It is good looking to them. Ibn Abbas says, so the people were looking at this matter, and they were stern and put great difficulties against themselves, and so Allah put difficulties upon them. It was narrated from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which he said, had the children of Israel not constantly took exception after exception, they would not have been dealt that which they were dealt. Meaning by that, their statement, and if Allah has willed, we shall be guided. The statement here regarding guidance is referring to 2 points. One is that they will be guided to take the right cow, and this is the position of the vast majority.